What's up, guys? Welcome back. And today I want to talk about the state of enthusiasm. And when I was doing sales, and I think even afterwards, I love studying sales. I love studying self-development in general. So I've read books by Brian Tracy, Zig Ziglar, The Psychology of Selling. I've read books by Grant Cardone. I just love soaking up information. And especially like the OGs in the self-development, a lot of them come from like a sales background, and How to Win Friends and Influence People, all of these types of books, right? One of the books that I read was called How I Raised Myself from a Failure to Success in Selling. And in that book, the main overarching theme of the book, I mean, it's an entire book, right? But like the main takeaway from that was this guy, Frank Bechter, I think his name was, he was doing sales and they were going okay. And at one point, I don't remember what the trigger for this was just him turning on his enthusiasm. And he said it was like a complete night and day difference. I think he like doubled or tripled his sales just by being in a state of enthusiasm while he was, on the job or selling or whatnot. And you see this it's self-evident that when you run into somebody that's enthusiastic about life, it's like they light up a room. It's an attractive magnetic type of thing. And we get attracted to people like this, whether it's a public figure, whether it's somebody online, whether it's somebody that we meet in real life. We want to be around people that are loving life, right? That are enthusiastic about life. And in the book Transurfing by Vadim Zeland, who I've been talking about more, the end of that book, I think the final chapter, he talks about the idea of sweet harmony. And he's like, if you literally have one takeaway from this entire book, which is like, it's literally like this thick of a book, like over 700 pages. He's like, it should be this, that if you can cultivate the mood and the state of having sweet harmony, which means that life is sweet, like you have a zest for life, like you love life, and because life is a mirror, the reality mirror, because of your love of life, life loves you back, right? He's like, if there's only one thing you take away from the entire book, it's this. And the more that you do this one thing, your life will begin to improve, just get better and better. And I've seen this in my own life. I've seen the flip side of this too, where it's like the more that you get into a negative spiral, it just seems like more stuff just pops out of nowhere, right? You could probably relate. And the more that you really begin to love and embrace currently where you're at, and that's why gratitude is a receiving energy. So the more kind of gratitude, the more enthusiasm, the more kind of like love that we are expressing for the life that we currently have, for our current life situation, reality. Again, because this is an attention game, right? This is a game of focus. And when we are emitting that out into the universe is going to reflect that back. Somebody that is enthusiastic, that has a zest for life, that is just, on a path, regardless of where they're at, but they have passion, they're on an upward trajectory, that is going to be an attractive thing. And you are going to attract not only people, but also opportunities and situations. And look, reality is made of people as well. That's why I'm big on the psychology aspect. We had that video recently. It actually kind of got a lot of traction about manifesting people. Well, if you notice, every single manifestation or goal or achievement, because we live in a world with people, almost every single thing that you do is a result of working with other people, working in harmony with other people. So the more that you can tap into the psychology, your inner psychology, to be, again, in Tufti the Priestess, to be giving of that positive energy, be giving of that valuable energy that everybody wants. That scarcity mindset is inherently a taking thing. And what he talks about in Tufti is like, most people are just sleepwalking around, like, give me, take, right? As soon as you flip that and turn it on its head and are like giving to those around you in your reality is going to reflect that back. The law of reciprocation, the law of correspondence. So, yeah, just like an interesting point. And, it's something that can be cultivated. It's something that can be cultivated through our affirmations, through our visualizations, speaking to ourselves in the mirror with conviction, doing any of these practices, monitoring the thoughts, and really beginning to tap into the different aspects of your life that you can be grateful for, things that you are excited about in life. instead of dwelling upon what we don't want, right? And this could get repeated as many times until the end of time, because we've heard this before. This has been written about in books. This has been talked about. Yeah, don't think about what you don't want. Think about what you want, adjusting your focus. But the mind, it naturally gravitates towards those things unless we take charge of it. That's what we went over in the recent video about As a Man Thinketh, by James Allen. OG book, amazing book. John Kehoe talks about the same thing. Vadim Zeland talks about the same thing. Really, Neville Goddard is saying the same thing too, just in a more kind of metaphorical language. And so tuning into these states of consciousness, tuning into the right thought waves, we're emitting these thought waves out into the world, and the mind is a sending and receiving station of thought. So what we emit out will be brought back to us like a boomerang. That is going to be so valuable. And I know that it's easy to get it's almost like when you get into that negative headspace, it takes on a life of its own. That's why they call it a negative spiral, right? It's almost like it has this gravitational pull. And so it's so important to be able to consciously redirect, and that's not to say beat yourself up. You want to just direct your attention to what is good in your life, to good things that you are excited about. That's why self-development is valuable, because self-development creates movement. If you decide you're sitting around, you're ruminating, you're just sitting there with your thoughts, right? You decide, okay, I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna go get a workout in. Suddenly now you're feeling good in your body. You have something to look forward to. You plan a trip. You go on an outing. You go to a new place to eat. You treat yourself to a nice meal. Any of these things, simple as they might be, will redirect you, and movement creates new energy. Motion creates emotion. So the path of self-development that Vadim Zeland talks about, and that so many people talk about, Tony Robbins, so many people in the self-help space, is so valuable. And I want to bring more of that to you guys on the channel, because when you begin to create that movement, now the mind has things that it's doing, and you have a larger purpose, which is embodying that greater version of yourself. You have a higher purpose in mind, cultivating that better version, cultivating that better reality, whatever that is, whatever your inclinations are. And with that going on, as you live life, as you just go out and do and act in the world and embody that version, now your manifestations are able to come of their own fruition. But you're not going into your head, mentally digging up the seed again, checking on it. Oh, did it appear yet? Oh, it's not here yet. Oh, put it back down. You're blocking the manifestation process by doing that. And that's why I'm such a big proponent of self-development, of taking action, because when you do it, when you're living your life, when you're doing things, taking action in the world, the manifestations, the seeds that you planted in your mind, now they have a chance to grow. And now you feel better because you're taking action too. You feel good because you're creating movement. You're creating more energy in your body by eating healthy, by going out, by putting yourself out there, putting your best foot forward into the world, taking steps towards your goal. And that just reinforces, all that does is reconfirm your belief that the seed that you planted is going to manifest itself in the 3D reality. I hope that this is valuable for you guys. I hope that this gives you some little kind of inspiration to really dial in and focus on those things. If you haven't been focusing on your diet, if you haven't been focusing on your body, taking care of your body, because we are physical as well as spiritual, then doing that is going to make you feel better. It's going to raise your energy levels as well, which is what Frederick Dodson talks about as well. And you're going to then be able to have more energy, mental, emotional, metaphysical energy to put out that vibration to bring back your manifestation. Anyways, guys, much love as always. Drop this video with a like, hit me with a subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.